If you suffer from a chronic disease, you know the impact of daily pain. But our next guest says you do not have to suffer alone anymore.
She's the inspiration behind a new documentary, Sistahs Getting Well, that's helping Black women take control of their health and really get their lives back. Let's take a look.
40% of African Americans will no longer be here by 2050 due to chronic diseases.
And more Black women die from heart disease than any other group.
Is loaded with sugar, salt, and fat.
It's so eye-opening. Joining us now to talk about her inspiring journey is the co-executive producer of Sistahs Getting Well, Jacqueline Glass. Welcome to Great Day.
Thank you so much for having me.
I feel like we see this and everyone, if you watch the documentary, you're like, I gotta make some changes in life. How did you get inspired before the documentary?
Well, I was inspired by my own health journey. I was diagnosed with diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and hypothyroidism. The doctor wanted to put me on 5 different medications. Instead of taking the medications, I made the lifestyle changes. Within less than 3 months, everything was within normal limits.
Wow.
Of course, this is going to inspire so many of us, no matter what race, gender you are. But the opening statement, 40% of African Americans won't be here by 2050. What are some of the biggest health issues that you see in the African American community?
The biggest heart disease is the #1 killer of everyone.
Right.
And African Americans are disproportionately affected by heart disease. Diabetes, it's slated that half of the population will be diabetic or pre-diabetic. And these are all things that are caused by lifestyle. And I understand medicine is prescribed, but if it's caused by lifestyle, it can be dealt with lifestyle.
Right.
And sometimes we want to take the easy route to take a pill or to, have some surgery or different things. And not saying that you should not, it should be an individual choice, but you should know that you can take control of your health. You can make the changes, and the film is to inspire us to take charge of our own health journey.
I know you've co-executive produced this with Brandy Harvey, right? Steve Harvey's daughter. Yes. One thing that she said in the documentary was about how, as Black women, you've held on to trauma and what you're going through for so long, and it turns into disease in the body. We actually have a soundbite from her, if we could take a listen.
Okay.
How are we going to heal the parts of us if we're not real and we're not honest? I think that we've done so much a disservice, especially in our community, especially as Black women. We've done a major disservice because we have been walking around here. Everything has been hidden in the dark. And, oh, don't tell anybody how you feeling. They don't need to know your business. What goes on in this house stays in this house. We don't need to air our dirty laundry. All of the things that we've been conditioned in our community to believe, right? And I was like, we got to challenge that. Because all I saw was those women who kept all the secrets, also kept all the disease, also kept all the illness. They kept all of that too.
So when you can't be open, she was talking about being vulnerable, right?
Yes.
That's part of it. The stress, is that leading to this?
Stress kills you. I mean, you have to deal with stress, and you have to deal with it mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Community is so very important towards wellness. Find your tribe. Find what works for you. I walk with Girl Trek, 1.3 million women walking. I jump double dutch twice a week. I stay active. I actually joined a line dance class.
Fun.
So,
That's really cool.
those things to alleviate stress, but to have a wonderful community of people that care about you, and you stay busy. It's so important.
Yeah.
And finding just that
People
release. People, and then people that maybe are kind of going through that same thing with you.
Yes.
Thank you for being vulnerable and opening up and sharing your health journey so you can help so many other people. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you for having me. I hope everyone sees the film when we go to streaming very soon.
I know you're pushing for that right now. You're doing all the film festivals, so hopefully at the beginning of the year, you can find out where you can view the documentary by going to sistahsgettingwell.com.